Welcome to the show, everyone. Remember, it's not just rock and roll, it's Holy Joe rock and roll. Let's get this show started.
Hey everybody, it's Holy Joe rock and roll, and this is my sort of review and also analysis of the movie The Martian, based on the book by Andy Weir and 2015, The Martian. Look, first off, I just want to give you a little quick review. It's a great movie, and the success of the book was predicated on the fact that Andy Weir really made a lot of effort in creating a story that was based on real technology, real what could be facts, right? If there was such a mission based upon technology that we do have now or will soon have. So that's part of the success of this movie and the book is that it's not science, it's not pure science fiction. It's really based on fact. But some of the things that the movie left out or got wrong based upon the book or compared to the book, I just want to kind of reveal here. So there's really not any spoiler alerts because this is stuff that was not in the movie. So for instance, well, one of the things that was in the movie that's people have talked about is the science. One of the team leaders, he was actually an Indian man in the book. His name was Venkat Kapoor, but in the movie they renamed him Vincent Kapoor, and they used a black man, actually originally from Nigeria. Great actor, and look, he pulled it off. So it really didn't matter. There was an explosion in the movie, but there was another explosion dealing with the airlock. The airlock, had a leak and exploded when he was decompressing or recompressing because the carbon fibers, from compression, decompression over and over again had weakened. So I think that was shown in the movie, but there was a second one where the actual habitat had a leak as well, and that wasn't shown. One thing that was missing is in the book he built a sleeping quarter. Watney, the main character who got left behind, he built a sleeping quarter for the rover because he wanted to not be stuck in the rover when he was sleeping. And in the movie they didn't do that. They show him sleeping under the rover. So in his spacesuit under the rover. But in the book he created this miniature, little room basically that he could expand from the rover, step into, and stretch out and take off the suit. So that's not a big thing, but it's something that's missing. Also, what's missing is they don't tell you this, but Watney actually fried the communications setup that he had set up when he was drilling holes into the rover. In the book, he sets the drill down, and it shorts out this communication rig that he set up. I don't want to go into it because that would be a spoiler alert, but he had set up this communication device and he shorted it out. And that was, probably about halfway, 3/4 into the book. And it's important that he didn't have any more communication until he got to the final point. Also the sandstorm. Once everything is set up and Watney is ready to move to the second location where he can be rescued, he's driving, he knows it's a long way, and there's a sandstorm. And it impacts his ability to recharge the battery. So in the book, there's a whole chapter about how he avoids the sandstorm by setting up solar panels and regulating it and whatever. That's missing. So again, doesn't really take away from the story, but it adds depth to the process. Obviously, the movie was 2.5 hours long, so it's not like it would really add that much, but it is missing. Oh, in the process, before he even took off, in the process of doing all this work, Watney hurts his back, and he builds a bathtub out of hammocks so that he can relax. He says, why didn't I think of this earlier? Because bathing on Mars was not something that he did regularly. So he did it to rest his back, put hot water in there, and also to relax, right? And that's what he did. So that's missing. Also, on the way to the second rescue point or whatever, he crashes the rover, right? He has the rover and he has it hooked on the second rover as a trailer. And as he's going down a hill into this crater, he hits a really soft patch and he's going too fast. The rover flips over and the trailer flips over, and he has to right size it, and it takes a couple of days. So that is missing from the rover. Also on the spaceship Ares, which is coming back to get him, there's a relationship between Johansson and Beck, which is mentioned in the book. And actually it's sort of an open secret. People know about it. But in the movie, they don't mention it. There is sort of a kiss through a visor scene towards the end, which lets you know there's some kind of relationship going on, or at least some kind of attraction, but that's totally left out. Also, the space recovery was not performed by the commander. In the movie, the commander does a space recovery. That's not what happened in the book. Okay? That's not what happened in the book. Now, here's one spoiler alert. In the book, Watney suggests when he's about to be rescued that he might puncture his spacesuit to let the gas come out so he can use that as propellant, right? And he's told not to do that. And in the book, he never does that. Okay, but in the movie, he does do that, which is kind of weird. He didn't need to do that in the book. The book was fine on how they accomplished everything. And the book ends with Watney being rescued, and his sort of last comment is, he's foul, he stinks, he hasn't bathed in like 100 days or 90 days, right? And he basically, that's the second thing, after saying hello to everybody, that's really the first thing he does is take a bath, take a shower on the spaceship. And also, so that's how the book ends, right? But the movie it's kind of good that the movie takes you a little bit further. So those are the major differences that I found right off the top. I'm sure there's a few others that I maybe missed, but just what I can remember, those are the main things that were in the book that didn't make it to the movie, or what the movie got wrong versus the book. But all in all, it's definitely a worthwhile movie. The Martian, 2015, definitely worth seeing if you're into any kind of science fiction or even into space travel, because this is not really sci-fi. This is not fake futuristic nonsense. This is really what really could happen, potentially could really happen in terms of, one thing I just remembered. In the book, they actually had soil, not a lot, but they had some earth soil that they used to help grow food on Mars. But in the movie, they didn't show that. They only showed one human-made component that was used. So anyhow, that's something interesting that was left out. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm Holy Joe Rock and Roll, a movie review of The Martian, and things that the movie got wrong were left out from the book. Till next time.